Hello, I'm Captain Moran and welcome to my new YouTube channel. As you will have noticed, my new YouTube channel is essentially just me sitting in my kitchen and talking, and a kitchen which, furthermore, I've clearly not tidied up before you come over. There are two reasons for this. One, I was simply too busy fomenting the revolution. Am I right, comrades? And secondly, the revolution will need snacks, which is why I've left the bread out for later. My first rant is about Hillary Clinton and why, despite all her failings, every woman on earth should be supporting her right now for one reason. Look, I like the woman, but I've never been a super fan of Hillary Clinton, you know? I like a couple of her singles, but I've never seen her live or bought a t-shirt. Previously, I liked her in the way I suspect most bright, ambitious women who, at some point in their teenage years, also had to wear a massive pair of unflattering spectacles liked her. It's a nod of recognition to a fellow traveller on the same difficult path. Someone who was also tensed up every time the men start talking about who they want to bang. Never you, but still discussed in front of you. Thanks, guys. Being called a ball-breaking bitch for wanting to work hard. Becoming increasingly depressed as you realise just how prepared society is to allow generation after generation of brilliant young women, women who could transform the world, go to waste because of institutional sexism and a fear of their otherness. And also, I knew that Hillary, like me, would also have gone blind every time she drained a pan of boiling pasta, because that will stim up your glasses real bad. I did go through one brief big love for Hillary phase back in '92, but she got into all that shit for explaining why, despite her husband running for president, she wasn't going to give up her job as a lawyer to support him. I suppose I could have stayed at home and baked cookies and given teas, she mused. But what I decided to do was fulfil my profession, which I entered before my husband was in public life. At the time, this caused massive controversy. It was presumed that Hillary was throwing shade on all stay-at-home baking wives. Despite that sentence not running, I suppose I could have stayed at home and baked cookies and given teas like a loser. Or even, which would have been more truthful, I could have baked cookies, but I cannot cook them faster than Bill eats them. He is the big dog, and frankly, you can just buy cookies for 69 cents a packet in Walmart, so, you know, my gigantic IQ made a decision there. The logic of the fury against Clinton essentially centred on the fact that she had been able to make a choice about her life. It was sobering as a 17-year-old girl to witness this, that women can't just say that they don't want to make biscuits and would prefer to be a lawyer instead. So yeah, I was wildly pro-Hillary for those bad months, and then for the next 23 years, yeah, whatevs. No Hillary thoughts at all. But last week, after Super Tuesday, when it looked like Hillary was in with a chance of being the first female president of the United States, I felt a sudden joy. Actually, it was more than that. It quietly and unexpectedly blew a small part of my mind. Because in that 1 second, she rewired my entire subconscious chronology of what it is to be a woman. I hadn't even realised it, but my unexamined presumption was that for women, it's all downhill after the menopause. You make your big bang, you do all your running and fighting and deal-making in your fertile years, then when your ovaries fall out, you step back, grow herbs, retire to a cottage cum hovel, and do a bit of soothsaying on the side. You essentially go hag. Don't get me wrong, I was looking forward to my years of going hag. I had intended to finally accept all those invitations to appear on Nevermind the Buzzcocks and 8 out of 10 Cats, where I planned to terrify all those cocky male comedians by appearing with my hair all massive and white, like Mad Madam Mim, and schooling them in how to deliver a Marxist feminist dialectic monologue that was still nonetheless 12 times funnier than whatever spiteful ass-clown lols they're milking out of the concept of Kim Kardashian being a whore with a big arse. It was going to be ace. But with Hillary's announcement, that all exploded. For suddenly, there is a very real possibility that we will live in a time where a woman becomes the leader of the free world at the age of 67. And in a stroke, this gives women a whole extra act in our lives. Another 30 years minimum in which we can continue to grow in power, wisdom, accomplishment, ambition, and ladyballs. The whole female narrative arc is reinvented like this. From a slow decline to now a soaring upward thread toward power. Clinton has made the sexual power of being a young woman, so often our gender's greatest currency, look as nothing compared to what you can get in your 7th decade. The world. You have chosen the world over baking cookies. That's a choice you can make from now on because of Hillary Clinton. And that's why, despite all her failings, she is my girl. Join me next week when I will do my second rant on my beautiful new YouTube channel. I don't know what it is yet because I react as crises come and go, but at the moment I'm thinking it's going to be amusing on how, pretty soon, the camel toe is going to have to become fashionable. See you next week. Bye-bye. Everyone out there has one idea that would make the world a better place, and I want you to tell me yours.